There are 6 seasons in India. We call it Rutu. The first is the spring season, which we call as the Vasanta Rutu. It generally comes between February to March, March to April. Now, in Hindu calendar, we call it Chaitra Masa and Vaishaka Masa. It is because the full moon comes under Chitta Nakshatra and the Vishaka Nakshatra. And the festivals we celebrate are typically we celebrate Yugadi, we celebrate Holi during this months. The next is the summer season. We call it the Grishma Rutu, from April to May, May to June. This is called the Grishma Rutu. So this falls under, in Hindu calendar, we call it Jeshta and Ashada. Jeshta Masa and Ashada Masa, because the full moon falls under Jeshta Nakshatra and Purvashada Nakshatra. And typically in June we celebrate Guru Purnima. And after this comes the rainy season. We call it the Varsha Rutu. June to July, July to August. So in Varsha Rutu, we call it Shravana Masa and Bhadrapada Masa, because the full moon falls under Shravana Nakshatra and Purva Bhadra Nakshatra. So some of the major festivals we celebrate are we do the Rudra Puja, Shravan Masa Rudra Puja, Krishna Janmashtami, Ganapati Gauri festival, all comes under Shravana Bhadrapada Masa. Next comes the Ashvayuja and Kartika Masa, because the full moon falls in Ashwini Nakshatra and Kritika Nakshatra. So this is the Sharad Rutu, the fall season. So the autumn, the fall season. In here we celebrate Navratri, Vijayadashmi, Sharad Purnima. After this comes the Hemanta Rutu. Hemanta Rutu is the pre-winter season. Mrugashira and Pushya, Margashira Masa and Pushya Masa, because the full moon falls in Mrugashira Nakshatra and Pushya Nakshatra. So some of the festivals we celebrate as Deepavali, etc. And then comes the winter season. We call it the Shitala Rutu or Shishira Rutu, Jan to March. It is Jan, February, where the in winter we have, it's very cold. So Jan and February, that's why we celebrate Shankranti, and also we celebrate Shivratri. Shankranti and Shivratri. So because the full moon falls under Magha Nakshatra and Purva Palguni Nakshatra. So these are the 6 seasons in India. Also, in a month, in a masa, there is a waxing moon and the waning moon. From new moon to full moon is called the waxing, and full moon to new moon is called the waning moon. So first is called new moon to full moon is called the Shukla Paksha. Full moon to new moon is called the Krishna Paksha. So these are some of the fundamentals, basic information about the Rutus, the Masa, the festivals we celebrate, and the Krishna Paksha, Shukla Paksha, the cycles of the moon, and the constellation, the full moon, the Nakshatra constellation, which causes the full moon, and therefore the name of the Masa. Jai Guru.